Hello everyone and welcome back to the Dork side. I'm the Dork in the road and this is my test ride of the Kawasaki Vulcan 650. That's right, I'm on a cruiser. That's right everyone, I'm the Dork in the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, so please consider subscribing for more reviews and adventures. As you know, I am primarily a dual sport and adventure motorcycle rider, but I've always had a soft spot in my heart for this little Vulcan cruiser, and I've always wanted to ride one because I had a Versys 650, as many of you know, and this has the same motor, and every time I've sat on it, I've said to myself, that is the most comfortable cruiser I've ever sat on, or one of them. So I've ridden some cruisers, I've ridden some big heavy cruisers, I've ridden Victories and Indians, but this is my first Japanese cruiser, and I gotta tell you, so far I'm impressed. Feet are on the ground, flat on the ground with knees bent. The bike does not feel heavy. Every other cruiser I've ever been on has felt super duper heavy. Admittedly, this is a 650, but this feels very manageable and easy to move around while you're sitting on it and not sitting on it. You gotta like that. The seating position, most cruisers that I've ridden feel like some sort of medieval torture device designed to destroy your lower back. This one, to me, does not feel that way. I'll let you know how I feel after about 20 miles on the road here, but so far so good. My legs are in a comfortable position. They are ahead of me, so that definitely takes some getting used to. They're not uncomfortably high. That's what I run into, is like on a lot of the cruisers I've ridden, it felt like my legs were way up here, like I was in the stirrups at the gynecologist's office. At least I assume that's what it's like. And this one doesn't feel like that. It's a pretty comfortable position in front of you, but not up higher than is comfortable. So I'm pretty happy with that. The dash on this is very similar to the Versys that I had. Big tachometer, and then the little electronic display with fuel gauge, gear indicator, which is nice to have. This one's got about 2,000 miles on it. It's got the eco mode indicator, just like my Versys did, so it tells you when you're driving in a way that is getting good gas mileage. That's what that means. I had to look it up. Mirrors are very usable. I can hardly see my elbows at all, which is often a problem. The seat is cushy and cradles my buttocks in a very pleasant way. I have a wide posterior, so if you're as big as me or bigger, it's a little narrower than I am, but so an average sized person, I bet it's really, really posh, but it feels fine to me, at least at this point, for the amount of riding that I've done. Throttle response is smooth, like you'd expect from the twin. Like I said, same engine as my Versys 650. So everything I loved about that engine applies to this. Smooth power delivery, but seems like plenty when you need it. It shifts smoothly. I'm pleased with that. Rear brake is good. Front brake's real good. Responsive, but not touchy. I mean, these are new bikes, so duh, obviously. I like the look of this bike a lot, especially this one. It's black with some red. Ooh, you know those are my favorite colors. So this one looks really good. It's one of the best looking cruisers I've been around. So we're here at the Kawasaki demo days at Power Motorsports in Staten, one of the biggest Kawasaki dealers in the country, and for good reason. They have a fantastic selection, and I've had good experiences buying here, so I like to come. It's one of those places I like to just, if I got an hour to kill, I like to come out here and just look at bikes because they have so many new and used. So cool place. All right, let's go a little faster, huh? So obviously you have no wind protection on this bike. I don't mind that personally, but something to be aware of. You can hear the wind noise, I'm sure, because I'm wearing my dual sport helmet because it's the one with the camera attached to it. If you're a newer rider thinking about a first bike, I think if you want a cruiser style bike, but something that's easy to handle, not crazy heavy, this is a great option, something to consider. It's real easy to get your feet down and move around, like I said. 650 twin is real even, smooth power delivery. It's fun but not surprising. It's even through the rev range, and it's got plenty no matter where you are, which I like. The bars are a little farther forward than you might be used to if you ride the types of bikes that I do. They're not in a bad position, but I'm definitely leaning forward some. Nice wide foot pegs, which I like. So I think the cruiser seating position is just an acquired taste, because my hip flexors are already mildly uncomfortable, and that's not an indictment of this bike. That's an indictment of me being a dual sport adventure bike rider and me being an old man. But man, she just goes. I can see just eating up the miles on this thing. It is a fun just bike. It just screams, begs to be taken out on these type of back roads. They're the perfect roads for a bike like this. Oh yeah, downshift's real smooth and easy. Transmission feels good. Solid clunk in every gear, so you know it's in. All right, let's play some catch up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's plenty fun. It's got some pull. I really like the sound of the engine. It's got a nice little grunt to it, but it's not loud and obnoxious. Like you could hear your passenger, you could hear someone you were talking to, and your Senna. Key is here in the tank, not up here on the display. Worth noting. It's got ABS, pretty simple controls, you know, no fancy screen or any of that. It's a basic bike. It's a good beginner level, entry level bike. Not going to break the bank if you want to pick one up, but it's going to be just as fun when you get out there and ride as a lot of the bigger bikes. Plus you got that Kawasaki reliability, which you don't get with the, let's say, many other brands of cruisers. Smooth in and out, easy in and out. She just goes with you. Yep, that's fun. I could see carving up some canyons on this. That would be hella fun. It's gonna have plenty of power to pass. If we were in the passing mood, I could get past these guys pretty easy. I know that's a concern sometimes with the 650s, but I know it'll do fine on the freeway, highway speeds with room, plenty of extra power to pass. Get by people if you need to. I think 650 is a real sweet spot when it comes to a motorcycle. It's not super wound out on the freeway, but you keep the weight down and it's still manageable and fun and not intimidating or surprising in any way. So great for beginner to intermediate riders, and I think, you know, an advanced rider can have a hell of a lot of fun on a bike like this too. Seat's cushy. It's got a scoop back, so you know when the bike pushes you back, you got something to push against. I love the way it leans in. It's really fun in a completely different way. Part of it is you're just closer to the ground than you are like on my big Africa Twin, so it doesn't feel as drastic of a lean. Oh yeah, yeah, it is flickable. I never thought I'd say that about a cruiser, but it is flickable. There's a dead rat I just avoided in the road. Super flickable, actually. More flickable than any cruiser I've ridden. It reminds me more of the FTR than any of the other Indians I've ridden. I don't know if they make this with a windscreen, but if you were going to spend a lot of time on the highway, you might want one. Definitely feel it, and because you're leaned forward, it's just like your body scoops up all the wind, so it's even more obnoxious than like if you were riding a dual sport or something that's also naked, but you're sitting upright instead of leaning forward. Okay, suspension stiff. That was a decent little bump. Definitely felt it. It's not a cushy suspension. At least, I don't know if it's adjustable. Maybe at my weight, it's not a cushy suspension. We're going to turn a corner here and get on the highway, and it's going to be pretty loud, and the next thing I know, we'll be at the dealership. So, if you have any questions about the Vulcan S that I can answer with my limited time on the bike, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, let me know in the comments, what do you think about me, the dork in the road, riding a Vulcan? Riding a cruiser, how's that seem to you? Does that seem weird? It seems weird to me. I was also lucky enough to ride a KLX 300S today, and so I will link that video for you right here so you can see it if you want to check that out. And I have a bunch of other bike reviews if you want to check those out. There's a playlist that I'll also link for you. And don't forget to check out Power's website, cool dealership that hosted this event. But for now, and as always, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Oh, thank you.
Excellent!
I think it's pretty definitive that I am not a cruiser guy. This seating position and I, we do not get along. My ass and hips are sore. Old man, damn it, Agnes. I'm gonna need my pills for my sciatica.